God's presence in loneliness. My dear children, come near and rest in the quiet of my presence. Imagine the soft glow of a single lantern shining in the stillness of the wilderness. Around you, the night may feel vast and heavy, and the silence of your loneliness may echo like a hollow chamber in your heart. Yet see how that small, steady flame refuses to be overcome by the darkness. That light is my love, burning for you without end. And it is a reminder that you are never truly alone. Listen, my dear children, as the hush of dawn rises over the earth, as the first rays of sunlight break gently through stained glass and paint the walls of your soul with colors of hope. Feel the stillness of my sanctuary, the sacred silence where my spirit dwells. Even when you think no one notices your pain, I see you. Even when no hand reaches out to you, my hand has never let go. Stay here with me. Rest in the warmth of my voice. Allow the flame of my love to draw you in, steadying your heart as you listen. My dear children, I know the ache of your loneliness. I know the moments when you wonder if anyone sees, if anyone truly cares, if anyone will remain. But I tell you now with unshakable certainty, I am here. I have always been here. I have promised, and my promise cannot fail. Did I not say, I will never leave you nor forsake you? These words are not distant echoes of an ancient scripture. They are my living truth for you now. This message is a gift of my presence, a reminder that when the world abandons, I remain. When friends forget, I remember. When others pass by, I stop and sit with you. Let my words cover you like a soft blanket in the chill of your solitude. Stay with me now and hear what I speak into the depths of your heart. My dear children, you may feel unseen, but I am the one who fashioned you in secret. I know the details of your being more closely than you know yourself. Every sigh, every tear, every moment of silence has been held by me. I am the Father who bends low to listen to the cries of his children, even the ones that never leave your lips. Loneliness can feel like wandering through a desert where the horizon stretches far and empty. But in that wilderness, see the lantern I have lit. It glows with my presence, guiding you step by step. You may think you walk alone, but your footprints are side by side with mine. When you cannot take another step, I lift you, carrying you through the barren stretches until living water refreshes your soul again. My word stands eternal. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for I, the Lord your God, go with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. These are not just promises for a distant people long ago. These are my promises for you, right here in your solitude. Let them be the melody in your silence, the comfort in your waiting. Look, my dear children, loneliness is not the absence of love, but often the very place where my love becomes most visible. When all else fades, I remain. In the hush of your room at night, my spirit hovers, whispering peace. When you awaken and no one greets you, I am already there, watching over you with delight. You are never abandoned. You are always mine. Think of the lantern in the wilderness once more. Its light is not diminished because it stands alone. In truth, its glow seems brighter against the surrounding night. So it is with my presence in your life. Others may leave, but their absence cannot dim the brilliance of my companionship. The darker the night, the more radiant my light. My dear children, I do not merely stand beside you as a silent companion. I am the God who engages your heart. I speak comfort when the silence seems unbearable. I breathe courage when fear presses in. I pour healing into the cracks where rejection has wounded you. And I lift your face to see that you are never invisible to me. Even now, I remind you of the words of my Son, and surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. This is not a temporary companionship. It is eternal presence. I am not a guest who comes and goes. I am your dwelling place, your refuge, your everlasting Father. Let my presence wash over you like the calm that follows a storm. Feel it as the gentle rhythm of waves upon the shore, steady and unending. Hear it as the quiet song of a bird greeting the morning sun. Sense it as the fragrance of a flower blooming even in barren ground. All of creation whispers the same truth. I am here. I am with you. You are not alone. My dear children, when your heart aches because people have walked away, let that pain drive you closer to the one who never will. Others may fail, but I am unfailing. Others may leave, but I remain. Others may misunderstand, but I know you completely, and still I love you without condition. Stay in this moment with me. Breathe in the stillness of my love. Feel the lantern glow within your heart. You are mine, and I am yours, forever. My dear children, let us continue together, step by step, lantern in hand, through the wide expanse of the place where loneliness once seemed to have claim. Hear me as a steady voice within the quiet, not distant, not aloof, but drawing near so closely that you feel my breath like a warm breeze across your cheek. I know that the nights have been long for some of you, that the hours stretch like a desert plain, and that the world outside your window moves on as if nothing has changed. Yet I am here in the stillness, faithful and unceasing. I am the lamp for your feet and the light for your path, even when the road is rough and the company thin. There are seasons when solitude presses heavy upon you, as if it were a cloak too large to cast off. In those seasons, do not mistake my allowing for my absence. I walk with you through the silence. When you sense that no one hears, remember that I have already bowed to listen. When your heart asks, "Who will stay?" I answer, "I will." Be strengthened by my steadfastness. Let the memory of my promise rise within you like a wellspring. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for I, the Lord your God, go with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. This is my word to you, engraved upon your spirit. My dear children, lean into the image of the lantern once more. Notice how its small, determined light does not argue with the darkness. It simply shines. So must you learn to receive rather than battle. In moments when your heart insists on counting absences, allow me to count my gifts. The breath that fills you, the memory that makes you smile, the tiny kindness that surprised you, the prayer that rose unbidden from your lips. Each is a thread in the tapestry I am weaving, a proof of my nearness. Even the ache itself can be a doorway to greater intimacy with me if you will let it be. I meet you in that doorway and lead you into rooms of peace. There will be days when people speak words that wound, when invitations do not come, when old friendships drift like leaves on a river. Do not let these moments define your worth. I formed you with purpose and named you beloved before the foundation of the world. Your value is not measured by the number of hands that reach for you, but by the very breath I breathed into you. When rejection stings, place your cheek against my chest and hear my heartbeat. I have not rejected you. I have not turned away. My love is the constant current beneath every change. My dear children, solitude can also be a holy classroom where I teach you to hear my voice more clearly. The false noises of busyness fall away. The critic that once drowned out my counsel grows faint. In this room of quiet, I whisper truth into your ear. I unfold the map of my purposes for you, and I give the courage to move as I lead. Some of your most tender growth will come in these times of quiet stretching, when roots deepen unseen and faith becomes more than habit, but a living, breathing trust. Embrace this instruction, not as punishment, but as refinement. Remember that I am a God of community, and I am also the God who is with you in the loneliest hours. I place people around you in ways you do not yet perceive. I send a stranger with an encouraging smile, a neighbor who remembers, a voice across a phone that comforts. Sometimes my presence comes through unexpected avenues, and sometimes I lead you to become the comforting presence for another soul. When your loneliness is met with compassion, receive it as my hand extended through another. And when you are able, be my hand for someone else. For in tending to another's loneliness, you will find the loneliness within you begin to loosen its hold. My dear children, accept these promises as balm for your weary heart. I will shelter you in times of trouble. I will be your hiding place in the shadow of fear. I am acquainted with sorrow, and I carry the scars of love that knows how to heal. If anger or bitterness rises in you because of being forsaken, bring it to me honestly. I will not be frightened by your rawness. I will meet you with patience and tender mercy. Confession and surrender are not signs of weakness, but pathways to restoration. Lay your wounds before me, and watch as my gentle hands begin to stitch what was torn. Do not be hurried away from the truth that loneliness is not the final word. It is a chapter, not the entire book of your life. The lantern will guide you through the chapter into places where laughter returns and companionship grows fresh, like green shoots after the winter. Trust the rhythm of seasons. Autumn will pass, and spring will come. Meanwhile, cultivate the practices that keep your heart open to me. Come to me in prayer, even when words fail. Sing to me the small songs that rise from your soul. Read the scriptures as if my very voice will meet you on the page, and hold fast to community, even when it is imperfect. I am in the imperfect spaces, mending, reconciling, forming beauty from what seems broken. My dear children, I am deeply moved by your faith when you continue to believe during the loneliest nights. Your faith is a lamp that shines because I breathe upon it. Do not despise the small beginnings of your hope. A single flicker can become a brilliant flame. Keep tending that light. Speak to me as to a friend. Sit in silence, and let my peace settle like dew upon your skin. When you are tempted to speak harshly to yourself, remember my voice that names you beloved, chosen, and precious. Take refuge in those names, and let them be the songs you hum as you walk. Finally, know that I am building a tapestry of belonging that includes you. There is a place in my heart and in my household reserved for each of you. I gather the lonely like a shepherd gathers lambs, carrying them close until rest is full and joy returns. Until that day of full restoration, I promise to be the steady light and the faithful companion. Keep your eyes on the lantern in the wilderness. Let it remind you that darkness does not have the final say. I am with you. I have not left you. I will not forsake you. Trust me, my dear children, and walk on in the confidence of my abiding love. My dear children, come deeper into this quiet with me. Let the lantern I hold for you cast its steady circle of light wider, so that you may see not only the path beneath your feet, but the tender details of your own heart. When the world has seemed to grow distant, and the rooms of your life echo with absence, breathe in the truth that I am nearer than the air you draw. Do not hurry away from this presence. Let the hush of my nearness settle into every anxious place. I am with you in the small hours when the clock ticks loud and the ceiling seems vast. I am with you on the afternoons when laughter is absent at your table. I am with you in the crowded room where you feel invisible. My presence is not measured by visible company. It is measured by the constancy of my love. You may ask as you walk, how shall I live in the midst of this loneliness? I answer, live intentionally into my presence. Begin your day by naming me as your companion. Speak to me in simple breaths, in the quick prayer that rises when your heart is startled, in the silence that becomes a listening ear. Practice receiving. My love, as you might receive a guest welcome. Me, set a place for me. Offer me your day. Let your prayers be not only petitions, but also openings where you allow my spirit to enter and rearrange the furniture of your heart. When you feel abandoned, remember that you have already been claimed. You belong to me. This belonging changes everything. My dear children, I am not indifferent to the sharp edges of your sorrow. I feel with you. I carry with you. There is a kindness within me that stoops to gather the fragments of your broken dreams and, with patient hands, begins to weave them into new patterns of meaning. What the world calls waste, I call fertile soil. The places where you were hurt will one day be the places where compassion grows in you like tender shoots. Do not despise the process. Allow my spirit to work slowly. When you are tempted to measure your progress by the applause of others, remember that I watch the hidden growth and I rejoice over every small movement toward wholeness. When rejection has left you raw, I will be your healer. Bring your honest feeling to me without dressing it up. Tell me when you are angry, when you are ashamed, when you ache for what could have been. My love will not flinch. Confession opens the door to restoration. Surrender clears the space for my grace to enter. There is no wound too shameful, no loneliness too deep for my redeeming touch. I am the God who brings beauty from ashes and who turns mourning into dancing when you let me lead. My dear children, remember the ancient song that has comforted my people. Even though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fear no evil, for I am with you. Let that truth rest beneath your breathing. When darkness flattens your horizon, recall that my presence transforms valleys into passages. I am not merely beside you. I travel ahead of you, clearing what I can and sustaining you through what I cannot yet change. Trust me with the slow work of making things right. Your faithfulness in the waiting is a precious offering, and I honor it. You may feel that loneliness isolates you from purpose, but in my economy solitude can become a holy workshop of vocation. Here, away from the clamor of constant company, I can shape your heart to reflect my likeness more clearly. Habits of compassion, patience, and attentiveness are often forged in quiet seasons. I teach you to listen deeply, to pray without ceasing, to find strength not in the applause of many, but in the quiet conviction of my approval. Allow your solitude to be consecrated. Let it be a season in which you learn to delight in my presence and to serve others from a wellspring that does not run dry. My dear children, I will sometimes lead you to the edge of what you thought you could bear, so that you will learn to lean into me. Strength born from struggle is not a cheap thing. It is a refined strength that comes from trusting me when the outcome is unseen. When the nights of loneliness press in and you cannot sense relief, practice trust as an act of the will. Each small trust is a brick laid in the house of faith. Over time, these bricks build rooms where peace can inhabit you more fully. Celebrate the small trusts. A single act of turning your sorrow toward me is more significant than you know. I also call you to community even while you rest in my presence. I do not intend for you to remain isolated forever. Reach out in ways that are gentle and brave. Send the message, make the call, step across the threshold when your strength allows. Vulnerability invites connection. When you share a piece of your heart with another, you open a corridor for grace to travel. If there are wounds that make reaching hard, bring them to me and ask for courage. I will give you the courage that is tender, not reckless, the courage that respects your boundaries and yet leans toward the healing that human touch can bring. You are not meant to carry everything alone. Let my church, my people, be a place where my hands reach you through their hands. My dear children, be mindful of the small sacraments of daily life that anchor you in my presence. A moment of gratitude when you rise, a breath of praise when you walk outdoors, a simple blessing over your food, the reading of my word, as if you were hearing me speak just to you. These practices create a rhythm that keeps your heart steady. They create a habit of returning to me, and in that returning, you will find that loneliness loses its grip. I am the steady rhythm beneath your inconsistent steps. Keep returning, keep listening, keep trusting. I will not leave you in the wilderness indefinitely. I guide towards green pastures and beside still waters. I will bring companions into your life when the season is right. Sometimes I prepare you in solitude so that when companions arrive, you will know how to love with greater depth. Other times I use your solitude to call you into a deeper intimacy with me that will sustain you even in the busiest seasons. Both are grace. Both are my design. My dear children, hold fast to my promise. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Let those words be the song on your lips in the night watches. Let them be the lamp in your window, the beacon that calls you home to my heart. Walk forward with the lantern I have given, and know that each step is accompanied, each tear is witnessed, each silence is inhabited by my abiding presence. Trust me, rest in me, and allow my love to be the presence that fills every empty place. My dear children, keep walking with the lantern in your hand, and let me continue to speak into the winding places of your heart. The wilderness around you is wide, but the light I give is sufficient for every step. Do not rush past the tenderness of this moment. In the hush, I am teaching you to recognize the difference between being alone and being lonely. Alone can be a neutral place where you learn to rest in me. Lonely is a heavy word because it carries the pain of absence. I will meet that pain. I will move into it and make it a holy room where compassion grows. When the night stretches long and the stars seem indifferent, remember that I am the one who named each star and who counts them as I count the moments of your life. My attention is constant. My gaze never wanders from you. Imagine again the single lantern standing firm in the dark. Its flame does not boast. It simply shines. Let your heart learn that same humility in the face of suffering. You are not required to pretend everything is well. You are not asked to manufacture joy when sorrow sits heavy. Rather, bring your honest self to me. Speak to me with the language of your heart. Even the words that are raw and unfinished, I receive them all. I do not keep tally of your weaknesses. I keep a record of my faithfulness. As you hand me each sorrow, I will fold it into my care, and in time you will see it transformed into testimony. My dear children, in seasons of loneliness, guard the doorway of your thoughts. The enemy loves to whisper that you are forgotten, that your voice is insignificant, that your life does not matter. Those are lies crafted to steal your joy and to tighten the grip of isolation. Counter those lies with my truths. Repeat to yourself the words I have spoken over you. Declare that you are seen, you are known, you are beloved. Let my declarations be the anthem that drowns out the falsehoods. Practice saying them aloud when you can. Whisper them when you must. Over time, these truths will take root, and the soil of your heart will change. There are practical ways I invite you to steward your loneliness without letting it become your identity. Keep a rhythm of presence with me. Mornings that begin with a simple breath of gratitude. Moments through the day where you glance toward me and offer a short prayer. Evenings where you recount the tender mercies you noticed. These small practices are not empty rituals, but ways of opening the house of your life so that I may dwell increasingly within it. When loneliness knocks at the door, answer with one of these small acts of faith and allow me to enter. In such small openings I can move freely and bring more light. My dear children, do not be afraid to seek help. There is courage in reaching out. I am the God who uses hands and voices to carry my love. Sometimes I will lead you to a friend who will sit with you in silence. Sometimes to a counselor who will help sort the tangle of feelings. Sometimes to a sister or brother in the faith whose own wounds have made them tender to yours. You are not failing when you ask for support. You are following my design for human life. Community is part of my good intention for you. Let others be my instruments of care, even as you remain rooted in my presence. Do not forget the power of remembrance. I have placed in your memory tiny lights of my goodness, moments when you felt warmth, brief encounters of mercy, songs that steadied you. Recalling these moments is like refilling the lantern when its oil runs low. Keep a journal, a simple list, a memory box of things that remind you of my care. In the loneliest hours, open this treasury and let the past proofs of my faithfulness strengthen you for the present. Memory can be sacramental when used to remember who I am and how I have walked with you before. My dear children, there will be times when solitude invites deep creativity. Let your loneliness be a fertile ground for songs, prayers, paintings, letters, or simple acts of service. Create small bridges from your heart to the hearts of others. A handwritten note, a brief message, an act of kindness can become a powerful testimony to my presence in your life. In giving away the little you have, you may find the great return of connection. The lantern that shines in the wilderness is meant to be visible. Do not hide its light. Share what you have been given, and watch as it multiplies in ways you did not expect. In the pain of being overlooked, remember my deep compassion. I am moved when you weep. Your tears are not unnoticed droplets, but precious to me. The Psalms are full of voices like yours, voices that cried out from loneliness and were met with rescue. Let their words become a language for your soul. Sing them slowly. Let the ancient prayers carry your pain into my heart, and hear how I answer in ways both gentle and mighty. My dear children, there is also holiness in the waiting. I know that waiting is hard, and that it presses at your patience, but waiting in me refines you. Like silver refined, you are purified in the fire of waiting when you keep your faith. Use these times to deepen your trust. Speak to me about your desires and longings. Place them in my hands, and then rest, knowing that my timing is perfect even when it is not what you expected. The lantern will remain. The light will not flicker out. Hold to that promise. I am leading you toward stories of restored companionship and renewed purpose. The wilderness is not the destination. It is a passage. Along the way, I will teach you to recognize my voice more clearly than ever before. You will learn to discern the subtle movements of my spirit and to lean into the small promptings I place in your day. When the company finally comes, you will be ready to love with honesty and to receive with openness. Until that day, practice hospitality of soul toward me and toward yourself. Treat your inner life with gentleness. Speak kindly to the reflection that waits in the mirror. Forgive yourself as I forgive you. My dear children, hear once more the assurance that steadies all wandering. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Let that promise be the cadence of your life. Let it be the answer to every sleepless night and the salve for every aching heart. Rise each morning with the lantern already lit and go forth with the confidence that you are accompanied. Walk knowing that every shadow you pass has been walked through by my presence before you, and that I am already arranging beauty in ways you cannot yet see. Rest now in my keeping, and when you are ready, go and shine the light I have entrusted to you. My dear children, linger here a little longer in the stillness of my presence. Do not hurry away, for I am pouring peace into you like water from a gentle stream, and I want you to drink deeply until your heart is refreshed. You have listened to my voice in these moments, and I long for you to carry this truth beyond the screen, into your very soul, and into the quiet places of your daily life. I see the burdens you carry and the heaviness that sometimes clouds your spirit. Yet now, like light breaking through after a storm, my peace rises to meet you. Imagine the sky after heavy rain, the clouds begin to part, and golden light streams down, touching the wet earth with warmth. That is what my love does for you. It takes the storms of loneliness, of doubt, of fear, and transforms them into moments of beauty where my glory shines through. My dear children, you are never outside of my reach. Even in the most hidden corners of your life, I am there. Think of a river flowing quietly through a barren land. The desert cannot stop the river. It brings life wherever it runs. So too does my spirit flow into the dry places of your heart, bringing life where you thought all was lost, and hope where you once felt empty. Do not be afraid to rest beside this river. Let the living waters wash over you until the thirst of your soul is quenched. I remind you of my promise. Never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. My word stands eternal and unchanging. And though people may forget, though friends may drift away, I remain the same yesterday, today, and forever. Hold on to this truth, for it is an anchor for your weary soul. You are mine, and I do not let go of those who belong to me. My dear children, when you feel small in this world, remember that you are cherished beyond measure. Like a shepherd holding a lamb close to his heart, I cradle you in my embrace. Your fears cannot separate you from my love. Your doubts cannot cancel my promises. Your loneliness cannot erase my presence. You are written on the palm of my hand, and I watch over you with delight. I bless you now with my peace, the kind of peace that does not depend on circumstances, but flows from my very being. Feel it settle in your spirit like the calm after a storm, when the winds have quieted and the sea is smooth once more. My peace will guard your heart and mind, even when the noise of life tries to rise again. My dear children, take courage, for I am walking ahead of you. Every step you will take has already been seen by me. When you reach valleys, I will be your comfort. When you climb mountains, I will be your strength. When you walk paths that seem uncertain, my lantern of love will guide your way. You are not wandering without purpose. Your journey is held in my hands, and I am shaping beauty out of every step you take. I see your longing for companionship, for voices to join yours in the silence. Know this: I will bring people into your life at the right time and in the right way. Do not despair if the season feels barren. Seeds are buried before they bloom. In the hidden soil of waiting, I am preparing growth you cannot yet see. Trust that I am arranging friendships, community, and connection in ways that will bless you richly. Until then, let me be your constant companion, for I am enough. My dear children, I invite you now to rest beneath the shelter of my wings. Feel the safety of my love covering you like a warm blanket on a cold night. In this covering, no fear can destroy you. No darkness can overwhelm you, for I am your refuge and fortress. Here in my presence, you are safe. Here in my presence, you are whole. Think of the embrace of a father, strong yet gentle, steady yet tender. That is my embrace for you. I hold you when you stumble. I steady you when you waver. I lift you when you fall. There is no shame in needing me, for you were created to walk with me, hand in hand, heart to heart. My dear children, do not carry tomorrow's worries in your arms today. Place them at my feet, and I will carry them for you. Trust that I am already in your tomorrows, preparing grace, opening doors, and providing strength. Your only task is to remain close to me today, one step at a time, one breath at a time, knowing that my mercy is new every morning. I bless you with hope that does not fade, hope that shines like the lantern in the wilderness, unyielding against the night. Let this hope be the song in your heart when the silence feels heavy. Sing it softly to yourself. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Let those words be your melody, lifting you from despair into confidence. My dear children, as you go from this moment, remember that you are not leaving my presence. I go with you. I dwell within you. My spirit is the breath in your lungs, the strength in your hands, the love that beats within your heart. Walk in this truth and let it transform your days. And now, I ask something gentle of you, not for me alone, but for the many hearts who need to hear these words of comfort. If this message has blessed you, I invite you to share it. Let others know of my presence by commenting with your reflections, by liking what has fed your soul, and by subscribing so that these reminders of my love may reach even more of my dear children. Do this not out of duty, but out of love, so that together you may shine my light into the lives of those still walking in shadows. Go now, wrapped in my peace, strengthened by my promises, and filled with the assurance that you are never alone. My dear children, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Rest in my love, walk in my light, and let your hearts be lifted with hope eternal.